Welcome, ladies and germs, to my walkthrough of Hogwarts Legacy. Alright guys, so today is a historic day, so to speak, in the Hogwarts realm of things. Today's the 20th of November, which means release day for the Nintendo Switch. Now guys, I'm going to be playing this one on the Xbox, because I've already owned it on the Xbox. I know the controls, I know the mechanics, and I can only imagine they're the same for the Switch. But keep in mind, the Xbox, the X and Y are inverted, and so are the A and B. So if I say it's the B button, on the Switch, that's going to be the A button, and likewise between the X and the Y, if I say something is the Y button, on the Switch, that will actually be the X button. Other than that, all buttons are literally the same, so without any further ado, now guys, those of you who know me from my Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom walkthroughs, you know I bought the Nintendo Switch solely because they had a solidified release date for Metroid Prime 4. And as we all know, sadly, they canceled and scrapped Metroid Prime 4 right before Christmas 2019, super sad. But anyway, that being said, from now on, I made a vow, or from then on I should say, anytime I play a video game where I have the option between a male and female character, guys, I'm going with female and her name's going to be Samus Aran. Why? Because I'm still that salty about them canceling that whole, Metroid Prime 4 thing. I should have been playing that during COVID sheltering. Just saying. Alright, so that being said, now Samus, she was a blonde, she had a ponytail, she had like a slender face, and here in Hogwarts Legacy, I just don't see a character that really reminds me of Samus, especially in the face. They're all kind of wider-faced avatars in this game, but I think she's probably going to be about the closest that reminds me to her anyway. So I'm going to start with that. Now, guys, I'm choosing Hogwarts Legacy and Skyrim next in my channel because they're the two games that really, really remind me of Zelda games. I mean, it's just everything. It's the puzzles, both Skyrim and Hogwarts. The puzzles genuinely make me feel like I'm in the middle of a Zelda game. Now, of course, all the mechanics are different. Buttons are different, mechanics are different. It's just, it's a learning curve when you first start playing these different games, because they are very different games. Okay, so Samus Aran, she was a very fair-skinned... I don't remember her having freckles, so I'm going to have to fix that. But anyway, while I'm, multitasking and focusing on trying to get the character right. Yeah, so, not only the puzzles, but wow, like, gosh, just the exploration, the discovery. I mean, just at every turn, you're like, wow, that's really cool. Especially when you're not exploring the map and the open ranges and the landscapes, the different biomes. All the different regional areas, like, everything changes. The people, the dialect, the way they talk, the way they speak, the things they talk about, just details. I mean, between this and Skyrim was probably more detailed, but you'll get that in this game as well. And guys, Skyrim is really another level. I know that game is like 15 years old now, but the graphics were way ahead of its time. So I'm definitely, considering that still a very relevant video game. So getting back to Hogwarts here, just looting, farming collectibles, the need for, monster parts to do suit upgrades, treasure chests galore, secrets, hidden areas. There's even, like, inventory. So, in Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, we had to get our Korok seeds for inventory, and it's same way in Hogwarts, only it's not Korok seeds, it's something else, and it's just not coming to mind right now what that's called. Okay, guys, I'm having a devil of a time. There is just not a ponytail to be found in this game. I guess that's the closest one. That hair clip kind of throws it off, but you know what? Given the options, it's probably going to be about the best bet. And I really wish I could remember a Metroid where she had a bun. And if she did, it's just not coming to mind. I really got into the Metroid Prime games. Very iconic blonde hair, you know, very long ponytail. Okay, so Skyrim gives you options like this too, where you can really refine the character look. So I'm going to be going through this exact same process when I get around to Skyrim. So let's see here, complexion, that must be the freckles. Nope, that's down here. So yeah, freckles need to go. She had nothing of the sort. She didn't have a scar either, so that's going to have to get fixed. Ah, there you go. Asking you shall receive. Complexion, I'm not really sure what that does. I'm colorblind, so if something's changing here, I'm just not seeing it. I guess I'll stick it back over where it started at default. Samus had those iconic blue eyes, so we're gonna have to find those. Okay, that's getting close, but that's not right either. So, you know, I read a lot of reviews on this game, and guys, it gets some hate, and I think that's because there were diehard, you know, Harry Potter fans out there, and, you know, maybe they were nitpicking at the differences between the game and the movies. But, you know, I started reading more in depth some actual gamer reviews. You know, folks who went on, not like IGN gamers, but like just everyday gamers like you and me. Folks would go on there and, you know, rate the game after they had a chance to play it. And they'd all say the same thing. They didn't understand the hate. It's a really fun game. Combat was to be found fun and exhilarating. In fact, a lot of those people never even watched a Harry Potter movie. So they even said that, you know, I was never a Harry Potter fan. In fact, I used to hate on those movies. But after giving the game a try, I really got into it. Now I'm watching the movies. So, you know, that held a lot of weight for me. And that's why I originally made the decision to purchase the game. Okay, now I cannot remember Aaron's eyebrows. I think they were slanted. Kind of like hawk-eyed. I'm not seeing those eyebrows here. That might be about as close as that's going to get. Eyebrow color. Well, she was a blonde. So I'm going to assume the eyebrows were blonde. Unless she wasn't a natural blonde, but we're not going to talk about that. Okay, I think I got it narrowed down there. And you're going to see the face of the character a lot, guys, especially in, you know, cutscenes and movie scenes, so you're going to want to kind of, you know, land on something you can live with, especially, because if it looks super goofy or whatever, it's just going to it's going to be like a constant reminder that you could have done something about that.
I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Heck no.
It was wonderful. I believe I'm really good.
Nope.
A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be... I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you.
That's good too. Okay, so now I like to play normal. I haven't found any differences other than, you know, how difficult the fight, the combat and stuff is. So, you know, normal, it's going to be challenging enough. In fact, if you're new to the game, it's probably going to be a little tough at times, especially in the beginning. You know, I did play hard mode thinking I was going to level up faster or be able to level farther. There is a level cap at 40, which is super disappointing. But, again, no change, it seemed like, in the game whatsoever, so you might as well just play easy or normal. Alright, so, once again, Samus Aran is going to be the name of the game. There we go, I think I got that right. Witch or wizard? I'm obviously a female, so I guess I'll go witch. Alright folks, now before I actually make the official walkthrough, this is just an intro video. I need to know if I need to include cutscenes or if I should omit cutscenes. So I don't know, because honestly, I had every bit as much fun watching the cutscenes in this game as I did actually playing the game. I mean, they were fun. They were immersive. They were attention grabbing. You know, you sometimes you couldn't help but to finish watching a cutscene, even if you were like just in a big hurry to get to whatever you wanted to do in your game. So I just don't know. For the purposes of videos, I don't know what folks want. If they want to experience these cutscenes for themselves, or if they want to, if they enjoy watching that through the videos. Or maybe the answer is both, and that's okay too. Or maybe the answer is neither, and that's okay too.
Oh, George.
But
I can't believe he...
one way or another, I'd like a little bit of feedback on that. So I'm going to make this video. I'm going to put it out there, and I'm going to go ahead and give it some time. Kind of like what I did before getting into Tears of the Kingdom. I kind of gave folks the chance to have a voice.
I'm not sure.
And I think that's important. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me. I really appreciate all the viewership, just all the comments.
To a specific place.
I made the comments a couple of times now, but I really truly feel like I've got the best followers out there, guys. If I stay at 10,000, I'm happy where I'm at. Like just knowing who I've got
this portkey.
Through the journeys here, it's nice to have y'all. So, that being said, it just means a lot to me to get your feedback on stuff like this. I do read every single comment, guys. And I know the ones that are, closer to a year old, I still haven't gotten there yet. I took a break from the channel and I just wasn't checking comments. And then when I did come back, it was like, holy guacamole, I've got some work to do. So, I will absolutely read every single comment there, even though some of them go back 5 years, that's okay. I appreciate it nonetheless, and I will get around to it.
The portkey was meant to lead us there. I do. This has not been the day.
Okay, so this is just storyline, and I can't skip this. This is more or less a tutorial stage. Also, it gives you a little bit of background to the game, a little bit of storyline. So even if you've never seen a Harry Potter movie in your life, that's okay. You're gonna be immersed into it in doses. Probably the hardest thing I found about the game was the mechanics, because they're a bit different. So, this very first tutorial fight scene where these, stone statues come up. Honestly, I had trouble there. I kept getting killed. I couldn't quite figure it out. And at some point, it kind of got frustrating, I'm not going to lie. And, I just ended up turning off the game. I went to bed. But I was still kind of thinking about it while I was laying there. But wouldn't you know, next morning, I jumped back on, and then it kind of felt easy, and then I was kind of wondering, what the problem was the night before. But that might have just been that whole, the mind continues working on problems even after we've stopped trying. Or maybe, something just wasn't clicking the day before and it did the next day, or maybe I read something different. It made more sense. I don't really know what it was, but... one way or another, once I finally got it down, it was pretty easy throughout the rest of the game. It kind of stayed that way. It didn't get too complicated from there.
Why was your wife searching for evidence of lost magic?
Miriam wanted to understand why such powerful magic disappeared from the
Alright, again, I can't skip this, guys, so...
Spoke of the good it could do. But magic is no different than any power.
Aside,
what really matters is the one who wields it.
There will be a portion of the game, that will be making it into video here clearly. Now, it's been a while since I played the game. I played it pretty extensively when I first bought it. I just grinded on it. I loved it. It took me right in, every bit as much as the Zelda games, guys. Like, it really pulled me in. It was fun, it was exciting, it was new, it was, something to explore. It felt like Zelda. So it was just very nice to have it. But that being said, again, it's been a while since I've played it. And guys, going back and forth between the two systems is a nightmare. Playing Xbox, going back to Switch, and vice versa. I've kind of gotten better at it because I play Fortnite on my Xbox. And I do that with some really good friends of mine almost every day. So, I don't know, just, I might be fumbling through some of these videos as we go just because of that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now you don't get anything for breaking stuff. I'm just kind of pointing out you can. And notice, you know, things highlight as you kind of look at them. So that's a very different targeting system than what you're going to be used to. But it's nice to have that because you don't have to be aiming at the enemy. As long as your target is highlighted, it doesn't matter what you're aiming at. So I do like that feature because it felt like it just kind of opened up the attack capability for me. Now there is a hidden treasure chest here somewhere. So again, you know, getting back to that attack capability, you go bam, 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 bam. As soon as you break one, it highlights the next and you're shooting at that. You don't even have to aim at it. Okay, so I just got something there, but it didn't... Oh, 45 coins. Awesome. Okay, now there is a way to sprint.
We're close now. It's just ahead.
There might be a joystick here. So folks, if you're new to my channel, I'd love to welcome you at this moment. Give the Zelda games a try on the videos here on my channel. Even if you don't have the game, even if you don't own a Switch, just, you know, give a couple of those videos a quick watch. You know, maybe Breath of the Wild would be the better to start with, because if you do decide to go that route and get into those games, you're going to want to start with the first game first. So yeah, just give the Breath of the Wild videos a quick watch. Start with the, you know, I've got a playlist, so start in order, you know, right there on the tutorial stage, and just kind of watch a video or two. You know, see if it talks to you. That might be a worthy investment. Now, I've never gone to a store and just bought a game system. I always buy them on Craigslist or something used. You know, that way if I don't like it, I didn't, you know, at least I didn't invest a ton of money into it.
Let's have a look around for anything.
And I've never had a problem with the used system. So, yeah, you take a risk, but at the same time, you're saving dough. And again, it's never backfired on me. I've bought pretty much every game console I've ever owned used. Alright. Yeah, to get to the storyline here, sometimes you're going to have to do what they're telling you to do.
Perhaps was
but one thing I like about this game is the quest markers actually mean something. It's not like the Zelda games where that stupid quest marker is flashing and you go there and that's not what you're supposed to do. You know, you gotta go off and do whatever they're telling you to do. It's like, yeah, okay, well, thanks for the worthless quest marker.
This statue.
But in this game, it's really, really user-friendly and easy to follow the quest lines. Alright, so I'm kind of done demonstrating the wand work for now. Now, for now, it's only in a simple right trigger shot, but at some point you're going to have to get into your other buttons to do your wand work. And we'll get to that when the time comes. You gotta wait for the old man to get there. Yeah, I didn't get the hair color right, that's a problem.
Why would someone have conjured that enchanted stone here?
And how is there a room behind it?
I wonder if there's a way to still change character appearance.
There's that glow again, like the glow on the portkey container.
If not, I didn't get her face right either. It's too squishy. The other one's face was taller and narrower. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back. I'll probably just get through this part of the walkthrough, and then I'll start a new game file at some point and get the character right. Or more right. As right as I can get it. And then, you know, I'll resume the walkthrough at that point with the correct character. Okay, so now as you can see, we just kind of telemorph through the wall there. And I know there's a way to sprint. There it is, left. You gotta depress the left joystick for sprinting. Which is pretty typical for Xbox games. Okay, guys, again, I'm skipping this stuff because I want to give you all a chance to have, you know, give me whatever feedback you can on this game. Actually, that's a great idea. What I'll do is I'll put this video out, and then, you know, based on feedback I get, I'll redo the walkthrough from the beginning, and that'll be my chance to get the character right. I must have missed an option there, a page or something that had eye color
Only
or hair
one with
color,
great wealth or power or
face shape,
both
etc.
could have arranged for such a service.
Okay guys, now be aware there's another hidden chest here. And it's actually not even hidden, so it made me mad that I ran past it as many times as I did when I started playing.
The last time this fort was accessed?
It's actually right out here in the open. I just never saw it.
Stationed at my desk for hundreds of
Okay, I
years.
can't sprint right now, so sometimes
time,
the game will kind of lock you into a
has
slower
visited
speed.
Vault 12 until today.
Okay, so I think once we go in there, it's too late. So you got to get this chest before you dive in there, and it might already even be too late. Okay, no, good. I can still look around here. There it is. Get you some extra coin.
Ready your wand and focus.
Okay, so this one, your left joystick is direction, so you're gonna have to kind of trace this like you're back in kindergarten. And then you gotta keep tapping buttons as that thing hits them. So as you can see, like right above my A down there, as that cursor glides above that next A, I'm gonna have to tap my A button. Then as I curve around that arch on top and start swooping my way back down, I'll have to tap the A button once again. So again, this took me a second to kind of figure out what they wanted me to do. It would have been nice if they had better instruction on that. Now you don't actually have to move your wand that way anymore. Some spells you just, it's a one button press. And other spells it'll be more than one button, but one way or another, it's not like you have to try to move your wand around in those funny designs, so don't worry about that. That literally just teaches you the spell so it unlocks it for use in your game. Okay, so I'm going to use that Revelio, that left arrow.
Well, that's
really, really well guided. I love the time and effort they put into doing that, because nothing makes me more mad in video games
I suspect we
than
need to
when they
earn our
waste
way out
my
of here.
time by not explaining something, not, making it clear what you need to be doing. Guys, Skyrim is absolutely
But to what
atrocious
end,
for
I
that.
can't say.
And I've got about 2,000 hours into that
There
game.
will be no
It's
disapparating if
something I'll probably
things go
never admit to a
poorly.
girlfriend.
Not out of
But
Gringotts.
then again, I might meet her on here and it's already too late, but that's okay. At least you would already know that going into it. So yeah, about 2,000 hours just because I was trying to figure out this stupid game. Now guys, I learned Skyrim completely independent of any outside help. I googled no videos, I researched no FAQs, I did no official guidebooks, nothing. I opened the game up and I learned it. So that walkthrough is going to be extraordinarily unique.
What is it?
And now that I've kind of talked to other people who really love playing that game, they're like, dude, you got to do a walkthrough, because I've never played the game that way. I never knew you could do this, that, the other, XYZ. I never knew you could get that strong that early in the game, etc. So yeah, it's going to be a real fun walkthrough. My toes are already wiggling. Okay, so now in here, after you interact with that deal, you're going to see these statues coming in. Now guys, this is when the combat starts.
Are you all right?
And folks, again, I kind of had trouble in here. So I'm going to do my best to walk you through it, so hopefully it's a little less painful for you all.
That statue.
What statue?
I see some sort of statue.
I can't skip this,
only as
so
a reflection in the floor.
bear with.
Revelio.
Okay, so now
I
you notice when you
presume
do
this is
your
what you saw
Revelio, it's going to show the
reflected in the
actual
floor.
statue above those
It is.
reflections
The
of
reflection's
statues.
still there,
I think I've
but
only
the
got one right
statue's
now.
positions don't match.
And I'm not sure if
Wait,
this is one of
When
those
you moved, the reflection turned in
secret
the
chest
direction of
rooms.
the light.
Unfortunately, you can't see them because it's so dark.
Perhaps you should pass Lumos.
So if it doesn't light up Revelio, you're out of luck. And there's all these columns in here, so it can be behind a column. That's the other problem. Okay, so now we just learned another spell. So now right trigger and tap Y. So what that basically means is... Okay, it's going to actually make me do it.
Lumos.
See on my bottom right on my screen there, that's my
reflection is turning
Lumina.
towards
So,
me.
it tells you what you have to
does
push
follow
anyway.
the
So if it
light.
does happen to be different on the Switch, it'll tell you. But basically you hold that and that activates that thing down there on the bottom right. So now if I push X, whatever spell's locked into that spot will trigger. If I push B, A, etc., and so on. So now if you hold right trigger and push that button again, it'll disable the Luminos. Okay, but that being said, we're actually needing that right now. It's just kind of teaching you how to use it. But that's what we're looking for right there, like a little beam of light that kind of jets out in front of him. As long as you're standing there, it'll activate him properly. Alright guys, now here's where the combat can get a little tricky. Now, keep in mind, your wand cast, you don't need to hold any buttons. But here's another attack. You can push that Y button, and not only does that shield you, and it's temporary, it doesn't just stay activated. That is very temporary, but you see that bubble. Now, I'm waiting for an icon to show up. It's going to be a yellow, like, crown around my head, and that's when you can push that Y button. So again, I'm going to wait for that again, push that button. You got to be quick about it too, because that halo doesn't stay lit for long. But as soon as, and practice that, guys, because that's another attack. Yes, I know it's just a shield, but, it's also another attack, and there's perks you can get later in the game where it'll actually fire projectiles back at them. So now that being said, once you've gotten good with that, just make it known you've got two different attacks now. You can right trigger, and that's one attack method. Then you can Y, and that's another attack method. So now we've got two different attack methods at our disposal.
Professor?
And of course, you
Professor
can
Fig.
shoot the statues with the trigger
Professor,
also.
where are you?
I just
isn't
found,
good.
that's where I really got confused, was with that whole,
Lumos.
getting used to the idea that my attacks weren't just limited to right trigger, or, holding right trigger and casting whatever spell between X, A, and B I had equipped.
Lumos.
It was also that
Where am I supposed to go?
shield was actually another attack
What's
method.
happening?
Alright, so
The
enough
wisps of
babbling
magic
about that. I'm
seem
going to
to be
Revelio a
moving
few
somewhere.
times. Okay, there's one right there.
Lumos.
Okay, so unfortunately, every time you cast another spell, your Luminous will,
Revelio.
disappear. So that's kind of frustrating. And I'm not seeing any other chests lighting up. I know there's more than one, though, here in these dark areas. But I think I just saw something else.
Lumos.
Now that one I don't have light of sight on, and it actually lit up, so maybe I had that wrong. Maybe they do light up behind objects, which is awesome! Like I said, guys, it's been a minute since I played. It's all coming back, though.
Revelio.
Okay, so I think that's it now. I've never found any more than 2 chests here. So now the way out, guys, just go ahead and follow these magic wisps. Oh wait, there's a third chest
that's
right
where
there.
they're leading me. That glow again.
You know what? I knew that. Of course you can see these behind objects, because that's how you search for treasure chests behind walls that are in different rooms. I feel silly. Alright guys, so once again we're going to have another combat situation here. Now I think they introduced another spell on this one. Maybe not. Alright, but same type of party, guys. Now this time you got 3, and you're going to have to,
Revelio.
I suppose
you're going to
I'm
have
on
to
my own
line
this
these
time.
up
Lumos.
where they all meet. So just kind of stand in front of all 3 of them, and you'll find this kind of sweet spot here. Okay, now, whoops, don't forget about that, brain farted. Don't forget about that Y, that shield, and then you can counterattack. You'll have time to do that. Okay, so Y and then counterattack. And I like to focus on one enemy at a time, guys. One enemy at a time. So the first one you start wailing on, get him dead, and then worry about the others after he's dead. Reason being is you wanna reduce the number of enemies on the battlefield as you go. So in other words, you can shoot 20 wand hits, but if you divide those 20 wand hits up between 3 different enemies and none of them die, well, then you're still dealing with 3 different enemies. So I recommend focusing on one enemy, and he'll be dead in, say, 5 wand hits, 10 wand hits, whatever it is. And then you'll only have 2 enemies. So you get better bang for your buck that way, because now you've only got 2 enemies to deal with, and 2 things that can possibly be striking at you. Okay, so now hold. Now it's teaching you another thing that you can do with your shield, and this is where I said you can turn it into a projectile. So guys, that's why I say just get used to the idea you're going to have more than one attack here. So you've got your trigger, which is your wand work, and then you've got your Y, which is your shield slash... we'll call it the magic attack. And you're going to get a magic attack too, so that's going to get confusing. Anyway, I'll get to work here. So yeah, just as soon as you see that halo around your head, go ahead and hold that button down and you'll see the difference. Bam, bam! So now unfortunately it's going to target the one you're aiming at. And it's not going to target the one that attacked you. So keep that in mind too. But in addition to the attack you see, it also drops them. So it just really opens up a window to do some good wand work there. Now unfortunately you only get a few shots with your wand work. Whoops, that was too early. Before you, so you know, you're going to have to kind of cut your attack short, so to speak. Because, you know, at some point something else is going to come at you. But again, try to target one enemy so that all of your attacks are going to him, and not others. That way you're reducing the number of potential attacking enemies. Come on, guys. Okay, so whoops. For some reason it whipped back around to him. Normally it just kind of stays on whatever you're highlighting. Okay, so just one at a time until he's dead. Oh yeah, and you can also dodge. I keep forgetting to mention that. That's what I use for evasive. I don't rely on my shield for shield. I rely on evading for my shield. So in other words, if I don't want to take damage from an incoming attack, but I wasn't in the position to, you know, repel and re-attack, that's just kind of like, in my mind, this is my shield. So if I'm playing Zelda, this would normally be what I would do, you know, to not get hit, but at the same time not, you know, repel damage. It's just more defensive posturing. Alright, so enough about that. Now you've got 3 of those potions to heal yourself. You know, so if you're just dying and you're going through those potions, you know, like madness, that's okay. You know, the game saves pretty frequently. Give it another go. And you know, like me, if it gets to the point where it gets frustrating, you know, just give it a break. Put it down for a while. Maybe sleep on it. And come back to it, you know, maybe it'll click a little better for you. Alright guys, so once again with the whole wispy... Oh, now it teaches me to sprint, thanks. Yeah, so this is what we're actually, before I go in there... Okay, I'm pretty confident it was just those 3 chests. So if you were able to make it past the tutorial stage there, congrats. Okay, so once you're in this next chamber, there's some more loot to be had. And I love this Revelio, guys. At some point, you're probably going to get sick of watching me cast it, because it's just my go-to for everything. I always like to know what my surroundings are. And it also highlights enemies, which is awesome. See, I'm just constantly doing this. And later when we get our broomstick and we have the power of flight, yes, that's a thing in this game, and it is awesome. The power of flight. Unhindered flight, so it's not like, you know, the Zelda where you run out of stamina. You know, you get to stay in the air, you can accelerate, you can decelerate, you can gain altitude, you know, you can nosedive. It's just a lot of fun flying around. But yeah, Revelio on that, it shows everything. So it shows like hidden stuff, it shows caves, it shows loot, it shows puzzles for inventory. Just, it's awesome to have.
Are you all right? Come. We have a sorting ceremony to get to.
Alright, so yeah, this is going to be a pretty long intro video, and unfortunately it's, you know, a little on the boring side, because it's slower paced, it's more, you know, tutorial. But, you know, at some point, guys, the game just opens up, and like I said, it's fun, it's exhilarating, it pulls you in, you just can't wait to get to the next thing. You just can't wait to get to the next area. you can't wait to get to that spot on the map, you know, you haven't investigated yet. There's bad boy nests, it's all here, guys. So folks, that's pretty much Hogwarts Legacy in a nutshell. Once again, please take a moment to comment. You know, I'll read them all, and that'll really help guide the way this walkthrough will go.